Do you eat doubles?
What?
Do you eat doubles?
I love doubles. Doubles is like fucking... No, seriously. Doubles in Trinidad is like jerk chicken in Jamaica.
Comparing myself to the previous version of Vybz Kartel.
Yeah.
I guess I did not grasp the concept correctly of how important it is to use the power that you say.
Ready? After 3. 1, 2, 3.
So guys, I don't know some of Vybz Kartel, right? So here we know. He's scheduled to perform in Trinidad later on this month. And the defense minister to Trinidad, Mr. Wayne Sturge, has decided to cancel a lot of Vybz Kartel's appearances while he's on the island.
People, what's going on in Trinidad? A lot of you may ask, what is the problem between Vybz Kartel and Trinidad government? Kartel, who is set to perform in Trinidad, now has been restricted from movement within the country. You may ask, why though? Where all of this come from? When Vybz Kartel recently did an interview in a Trinidad, do a rum launch in a Trinidad and all of these things, why them never put a restriction on him then? Him did meet and greet and all of them something and them never say a thing. So why now? I guess because the promoter make a mistake by putting some things on Vybz Kartel itinerary, you know, that was not a part of the show. And that is where the problem lies. So in the eyes of the Trinidad government, they're still looking at Vybz Kartel as a criminal. They're looking at it that Vybz Kartel did not actually win the case. He did not prove that he's actually innocent. What happened? He won by default. Nevertheless, Vybz Kartel decides him have a reply to everybody and make gonna know what go on, what take place, what transpire. Some people, we are gonna dive down right into it right now.
Yeah, people, this is Vybz Kartel, as you know. And since recently, I've been seeing a lot of things in the media as it relates to Vybz Kartel performing in Trinidad. There is no problem with Vybz Kartel performing in Trinidad. You know what I mean? The permits, the necessary permits are granted. The problem lies in where the promoter took it upon himself and tried to fill Vybz Kartel itinerary with things that had nothing to do with Vybz Kartel performance. And rightfully so, the defense minister pulled the plug on that part of the itinerary. And there's no problem there because Vybz Kartel represent for Trinidad, they represent for Jamaica. As a matter of fact, we represent for the entire Caribbean. And my job is to come perform for the people of Trinidad, and I miss performing because I haven't seen you guys in over 15 years. So, big up to the outgoing government, congratulations to the new government. Jaco, I've known you for years. Do better, sir. But guess what now? See you.
You a Vybz Kartel officer, right? Vybz Kartel make you know say yo, here we go on, some blundering go on between the promoter and all of these things. Now, if it was me like Vybz Kartel, seriously, I'm gonna cancel the show. I would not go because this promoter obviously has set up Vybz Kartel for failure. Because when I hear my bono cartel, that doesn't mean say I'm not gonna speak for the right thing. People make we hear where the defense minister officer and the prime minister officer of Trinidad
has made a policy decision within the law that this is offensive and therefore doesn't strike the proper balance. That is the best I can say in the decision of the minister. And if you walk around the country today, yes, express yourself, but not at the risk of our children.
One has to have regard to the interest of children, having regard to our treaty obligations under the Convention on the Rights of the Child, which we've incorporated into our laws, and having regard to the material that is contained in some of the songs. His conviction was not overturned on the merits. It was overturned on the basis of juror misconduct, so that the credibility and reliability of the evidence led against him at trial was not in any way undermined. And the Jamaican Court of Appeal, who decided not to order a retrial, did so on public policy considerations.
On a year for itself, right, son, and make me a make-up story that they're looking at Vybz Kartel as a convict still. They're looking at it that Vybz Kartel won his case by default. You understand? So Vybz Kartel did not prove to the system and to the country and to the world that he's actually innocent. He won by default because the opposite side make a blunder, which is the Jamaican system. Unless my people, the whole of Trinidad are rant right now, and couple other people all over the place, they might talk about this thing and they might appeal this thing and all of these things. So people, we are going to play some clip. I'm not going to hear what the people have to say. You can tell me down in the comment section what you think about all of this.
So guys, I don't know some of Vybz Kartel, right? So here we know. He's scheduled to perform in Trinidad later on this month. And the defense minister to Trinidad, Mr. Wayne Sturge, has decided to cancel a lot of Vybz Kartel's appearances while he's on the island. Now, the reason why this defense minister is claiming that he's restricting Kartel's itinerary while he's in Trinidad is because he doesn't want Kartel's influence to do anything negative to the youths of Trinidad. He canceled his radio appearances. He canceled the meet and greets or just about any special appearances that's outside of the scope of him performing at that stage show. His reason for canceling these special appearances is because, according to him, he doesn't want the youths of Trinidad to be negatively influenced by Vybz Kartel. So him not want Vybz Kartel spread any negative stuff across the airwaves, or he doesn't want any of the youths in Trinidad to meet Vybz Kartel and be somewhat negatively impacted by them meeting him. In addition to all that, the defense minister also took a jab at Vybz Kartel's past incarceration, claiming that even though Vybz Kartel is pretty much free from prison, that doesn't necessarily mean he's a good person, and his visits to these, special events will somewhat negatively influence the vulnerable youths of Trinidad. Now, this is kind of strange that the defense minister would come out and cite these reasons for restricting Vybz Kartel. Because when you think about it, Vybz Kartel has been incarcerated for 13 years. And throughout those 13 years, crime has been on the rise in Trinidad. I mean, nothing against my Trinidadian sisters and brothers, but I have to point out the obvious. How is it that Vybz Kartel, influenced anyone when he was incarcerated for these 13 years? I don't get it. You know what I smell? I smell prejudice. And it also seems a little bit personal to me. Am I the only one who sees that? If I was Vybz Kartel, I would just cancel that show. Trinidad just had Carnival. And you know what Carnival involves in Trinidad. So didn't that negatively impact the youths, Mr. Defense Minister? So how so now you're going to cite these reasons for trying to restrict Vybz Kartel? Cancel the show. Let the vendors and everyone who is angry, let them direct their anger to the defense minister. Let him explain to these people who will be out of business why it is that you did not perform in Trinidad. Because you deserve respect just as anybody else. It's not fair. I smell prejudice.
Understand what I'm telling you, Vybz Kartel? We want you to know publicly, somebody screen record this. We are retracting that statement that man said, and we're giving you all access to everywhere in Trinidad and Tobago, the Maracas Beach, Caranage, the Pitch Lake. You could go where you want. You could do what you want. We're going to treat you like family. We love you, and we can't wait to see you on the 31st. Somebody screen record that and send that to MYOB. The Ministry of National Security. I am the Minister of National Security. And Vybz Kartel, I am telling you, we are going to retract that statement and give you all access to Trinidad and Tobago. You could go to the nice Maracas Beach, get a bacon shack to eat, rock back if you want. You could shoot a video on Maracas Beach. You could go down to the Pitch Lake. You understand? We will show you how beautiful Trinidad and Tobago is. Don't study that, man. We done retract that. And tomorrow, we're going to send out something in the papers. I am going to assure you that you are okay once you land in Trinidad.
Guys, listen, nobody is perfect in this world. But when you see law-abiding citizen not agreeing with the technicality of the law, as they call it, in the case of Adisha Palmer, Vybz Kartel, I mean, it really make me want to come out and say something, right? Trinidad, you got to do better. Defense Minister, you got to do better. Listen carefully.
It's only hear the cry of the people, right? So people, make sure to type down in the comment section and make me know what to think. You understand? Now a lot of people are saying, yo, Vybz Kartel is a change man and all of them something here. So why not give the man a chance? Why not give the man the privilege to prove himself that he's a changed man? Now my question is this. I'm going to play the devil advocate on the one. Oh, no, no, Vybz Kartel is a changed man. Are you in his thoughts and his heart? Let me know down in the comment section. No, let me show you this. A lot of times we have seen people come out of jail and come on road and decide, say, yo, them are going to give them life to God. Them gone in a church and all of these things, and them are commit tons of crimes same way. We're not saying that Vybz Kartel is doing it, but me just say, you can't vouch with Kartel because him come out and say, God me say, or because him come out and do too like a godless song. That doesn't mean that Vybz Kartel is a change man. You understand what I mean? He may not put out certain things because he realized that this era is different from 2011. You understand? And 2010 and 2019. You understand? Not 2019. 2009. Sorry. It's different. So, when Vybz Kartel look, every turn him turn is a camera. But then, him could have walked freely without people rush him down, without people applying camera upon him and all of these things. So again, a man can just decide, say, yo, you know what, camera end upon me, you know, and me not get to have scratch free yet, you know. Me still upon the target, same way. So it's best me just go to someone and say, all right, you know what, me just keep a low profile. That doesn't mean some man can pick up his phone and make 2 calls and say, yo, that's your so and so. It doesn't mean that. Not saying that Kartel is doing it. But me just say, you can't vouch Kartel. Kartel alone can't vouch himself. You understand? Me can't vouch myself. You can't vouch me no matter how me and you apart. Me can't vouch myself. At the end of the day, when Almighty come for him world, who are going to answer for me? And me, right? So, we understand where the minister them come from, and we also understand where Uno are come from also.